Hey CFTC, it's Coach Jales again with your Thursday 4:30 20 WOD. So for today, we have 3 rounds of 200-meter run, 400-meter run, and 600-meter run. So the way that's going to work is, of course, you're not just going to run the entire time, even though that's all that's prescribed for this workout. What you're going to do is you're going to start your first round with a 200-meter run, and then you're going to rest for the same amount of time that it took you to complete that run. Then once you've rested, say, the minute that it took you to complete that 200-meter run, you're going to move on to your 400-meter run, and then come back, rest for the same amount of time it took you to complete that 400-meter run. Say it's about 2.5 minutes, so you rest for 2.5 minutes. Then you move on to your 600-meter run, and then, you guessed it, you come in, record your time that took you for the 600-meter run, and you rest that same amount of time. So say that's 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it is. So you do that 3 times. You do get enough rest, and also it depends on how hard you push it on the runs. So the 200-meter run, you can try to sprint that one. But remember, you only get that rest, the same amount of rest that you did the run is what you're going to get in between those runs, okay? So now that we've got that out of the way, I obviously am not going to demo running, you know. So you can row if you have a row or if you'd like to row. If I don't know how it would work with a bike, you'd have to ask Coach Scott on that one, but I'm sure that we can figure something out for you. But if not, if it's crappy out and you don't want to run, or you just feel like you want to do something a little bit more exciting, which I find running exciting, but I know not everyone does, you can do the core workout that Scott provided in the notes, which is 3 rounds, not for time, of 50 4-count flutter kicks, 40 single arm bent over rows, 20 on each side, 30 weighted glute bridges, and 20 weighted sit-ups. So I'm just going to show you those movements if you decide to go with the core workout instead of the running, okay? So we can use a dumbbell or any odd object that you have. I am using a duffel bag. I don't know what's in it. Again, I don't know what's in any of my items for some reason. But that's what I'm going to use for my odd object. And then I'm going to show you how to do it with the dumbbell as well. So first we'll start off with the flutter kicks, 4-count flutter kicks. So the way that works, or the way you're going to count these, is you're going to lay back flat. I like to keep my head up a little bit. You don't have to, but I but I would suggest you to, because it works your core more. It puts you in a better position. It lets you keep that hollow. So what I mean by that is your back is pressed against the mat, as opposed to sometimes if you have your head back there, it's hard to kind of push your back into the ground. So your back kind of arches, and that could potentially hurt your back. So we want to avoid that. So keep your head up a little bit. Just kind of stare at your toes. And you're just going to flutter kick. And the way that 4 count works is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth. So my feet are going up 4 times, and I'm counting that as 1. It might take a little bit longer than we're used to, but this is all about the core work, right? So then the next movement is 40 single arm bent over rows. So we can do that with a dumbbell. My monster duct tape dumbbell that I have here. I know, it's really ghetto. So anyway, you're just gonna pick that dumbbell up with good form. So see how my back is nice and set and flat. I'm gonna pick it up, stand up, bend over a little bit, bring the dumbbell in front of me, and you're gonna row, bring that to your chest, and all the way down. And then you're gonna switch sides. So you're gonna do 20 a side. You can break those up however you'd like, 10, then 10 on the opposite side, 10 and 10. Or you can do 5s depending on how heavy your weight is that you're using, how it feels. Just depends on how you want to do it, but 20 a side, okay? And you can do that with your odd object, my duffel bag. So again, pick it up off the ground with good form, bend over just a little bit, and just row, pull that to your chest and down. All right, let's see. Next movement is weighted glute bridges. So you're going to lay back on the ground, put that dumbbell or odd object on your body. Oh. Okay. Here we go. So put that on your hips. And what you're going to do is put your feet right underneath your knees. You're just going to lift up your hips and bring them down. That's 1. Lift up your hips. Bring them down. 2, 3. Or, again, with odd object. This thing is kind of huge, but bear with me. Up and down. Same movement, same motion. You might want to pick an odd object that's not so hard and maybe leave some bruises on your hip bones. So that's the weighted glute bridges. Next is weighted sit-ups. So again, I could use my dumbbell. I think I have my ab mat somewhere around here. Yep, I do. I'm going to use my ab mat. If you don't have an ab mat, you can just roll up a towel. You can either roll up your yoga mat too, make it so it's nice and thick, so it's right against your lower back. But, so weighted sit-ups. Hold your dumbbell or odd object. Come all the way down. Sit up. All the way down. Back up until your biceps are touching your quads. And I'll show you with the odd object. So again, my back is going to be up against that ab mat there. I'm going to sit down, back, sit up. Sit up. And that's it. So, get after it, guys. No matter which one you do, it's still going to be a good workout, and at least you're moving and you're staying healthy and fit.